Hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is week 5 of my Healing Long Island community class, but as you know, you don't have to be from Long Island to join us. Everyone can use a little bit of healing, especially after the pandemic, and I'm just so excited to have you here with me today. We are on week 5, so chakra 5, which is our throat chakra. Okay, now I have my Hamlet pants on. I'm a huge fan of Shakespeare, and I thought it was appropriate because using your voice through writing, expressing yourself, through the arts, I think it all ties in. So here I am in my Shakespeare pants. So of course the throat chakra is associated with communication because we communicate through our voice, our sound vibrations. It's really about being truthful to yourself. So communicating with yourself openly and honestly, of course communicating with others openly and honestly, but more the ability to speak your own truth. So whether that's being brave enough to admit things to yourself or admit things to someone else, that's really what the throat chakra is about. It's going to be bridging your heart with your mind because it's the chakra in between the third eye and crown and the heart, which we just did last week. So if you have an imbalance in this chakra, it's really an inability to communicate. Maybe you're not being completely honest with someone, you're lying, you're a little bit arrogant or a little bit shy. I'm sure there's times where we all have those attributes, so we're just going to work today on setting an intention for our throat. How can we communicate more effectively and better with other people, and how can we speak to ourselves more kindly also? Okay, so we're going to start out with a little bit of a warm-up, and of course we're going to end in a shavasana, but I'm only going to do 1 minute on camera. But I'd like you guys to take at least 5 minutes in your shavasana at the end just to meditate and kind of enjoy all of the fruits of your labor today, okay? For today's class, I would like you to have a block nearby in case you need it. If you don't have a block, you can have a box, a book, anything stable and in this relative shape. I'm also going to be using a knee pad because we will be doing Anjaneyasana or a low lunge on our knees. If you need something under your knee, grab it now. As always, I will not be playing any music just because I couldn't work the audio together well with you guys hearing my voice as I'm still learning. But if you have a playlist you'd like to use, enjoy, put it on. If not, let's get started. Please have your mats facing me so you can see everything. And we're going to get started in Sukhasana, so just a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. Just kind of bring yourself present to the moment. Now, because we're opening up our throat chakra, what I'd like you to do is roll back down on to your back and place your block underneath, right in between your shoulder blades. I'm going to do it long ways and on the medium height, okay? I'm sorry, horizontal and on the medium height. This will let your neck sort of open up. So you're going to have your crown at the top of the mat, touching the mat. Your throat will be shining up towards the sky. Splay your hands out to your sides, palms up so you can receive the energy in the room. And just use this moment to bring yourself present to the room, to the mat. Forget where you came from and where you're going. And breathe. Connect to your breath. Set an intention for class today. Whatever way you'll be able to open up your throat chakra a little bit further. And breathe. Two more breaths. keeping your eyes closed, push yourself up to a comfortable seat. And we're going to do some neck rolls very gently, okay? Since we're opening up the neck, we want to stretch it a little bit. Take your right hand, pull it to the top of your head, and gently pull your neck to the right side of the room. Switch hands. Left hand to the crown, pull to the left side of the room. Again, on the right hand side, right hand to the top of the head and pull to the right side of the room. And switch left hand, left side of the room. Come to neutral. Take your left hand, place it on your chin, and push your head gently to the right. And come back to neutral. Right hand to your chin, push it gently to the left. Come back to neutral. Left hand to the chin, push it to the right. And neutral. Right hand to your chin, push it to the left. Now come back to neutral and we're going to roll our neck. First we're going to go clockwise. Nice and slow. Get all those crackles out. Don't forget your breath. And counterclockwise. Keep breathing as you go. And neutral. And now let's do some shoulder rolls. Try to keep your eyes closed, where you're really concentrating, really feeling all the movements, getting all that stress out. Keep rolling your shoulders back at your own pace. Try to follow your breath. So if your breath, you can notice if it's a little bit too quick, we're trying to slow it down right now. Once we hit our sun salutations, we'll be revving it up. But right now, just go nice and slow. Now switch directions. Roll it forward if you were going back. Back if you were going forward. Now take your palms, put them together. Interlace your fingers, push your palms outwards. Lift your hands up and breathe. Tilt to the right. Oh, that should feel good in your side. Get those cracks out before we start to really move. Come up to neutral and push the hands to the left. Don't dump your weight forward. Try to shine your heart and your throat up. Neutral and to the right. Oh, yeah. And neutral and to the left. All right, hands down to the mat. Push your block to the side if you haven't already. And let's do some cat-cows. This time, we're going to be shining our heart forward, our throat forward, more than normal, okay? So we'll start with the neutral spine. Why don't we push up first to cow, up to cat, tops of feet hit the floor. Your belly button's pulling up towards the sky. Your back is rounded for cat. Now on the next breath in, flip the toes and sink the belly and shine your throat forward more than you normally would, as long as it doesn't hurt. If it hurts, obviously don't do this. but take yourself to your edge in cow. Back to cat. Exhale. Take another inhale here. Another exhale. And cow. Shine that throat forward. And breathe. Don't forget your breath. One more round. Cat. Pull that belly up and in like a string is pulling it towards the sky. And cow. Shine your throat forward. Now push back into your first downward dog of the day. So we're pushing back into downward dog, first downward dog of the day. So get those cracks out, pedal out the legs, do what you have to do to make yourself more comfortable. And let's take 2 or 3 breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Again. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And again, one more time, in through the nose, out through the mouth. On the next inhale, take a slow walk up to the top of your mat. Rise up, reverse swan dive up, take a look up. We'll start our sun salutations. Breathe out, mountain pose. On the next inhale, lift your hands up to the sky, take a look up. On the exhale, bow down to the mat. On the inhale, palms come to your shins, look up, flat back. On the exhale, palm plant, step back or jump. Here we have 2 options as always. We could either lower our knees to the ground, lower down in a half yogi push-up, up into baby cobra, and then push ourselves back into downward dog. The second option is a full chaturanga, which is what I'll be doing, but you can take either one. So we're here in plank, lower down into your yogi push-up, push up, upward dog, knees are lifted, and then back into downward dog. So both options are available for you. Do what's right for your body today. Could be different than what you normally do. Try something new. On the next inhale, we're going to step or hop up to the front of the mat. Palms to shins, flat back, and fold over the legs. On the next breath up, reverse swan dive up. Take a look up. Hands back down, Tadasana or mountain pose. Let's do 2 more rounds of sun salutation. On the next breath up, hands up, lean back, breath out, down to the floor. Breath in, palms to shins, flat back. Next exhale, jump back, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Upward dog, baby cobra, and downward dog. On the next breath, jump or hop or walk, to the front of your mat. Fold over your legs, palms to shin, look up, flat back. Fold over your legs again. On the breath in, reverse swan dive up, take a look up. On the breath out, Tadasana or mountain pose. Last round, and then we'll be very warm. Breath in, palms up. Breath out, fold over the legs. Inhale, palms to shin. Exhale, to the mat. Step or hop back. Down, chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin, to upward dog, or baby cobra, and downward dog. All right, good job, guys. We're going to start our flow, and I'll be adding on as we go. I have a little string, sorry. All right, so for our first round of flowing, we're going to start with 3-legged dog. So lift your right leg up and back. And if you need your If you need your pad or blanket, bring it over now because we are going to do a low lunge, okay? Okay, start back in downward dog. Your right leg lifted up and back. Bend your knee, open up your hip, wiggle it out. Come back to three-legged dog. On the breath in, pull that leg in between your hands. Drop the back knee to the mat. Hands come up for low lunge, Anjaneyasana, and breathe. Try to get your hips square to the front of the room. If you like, you can interlace your hands. Point the index fingers up. On the next breath in, we're going to drop the left hand and raise the right hand up towards the sky for a little low lunge twist. And breathe. Shine that throat forward. Take a gaze up at your right hand. On the next breath in, listen carefully. We're going to plant our right hand down. We're going to take our right leg and push it back so that we're now in a half spinal balance. So your left leg, you're on your knee, right leg back. Your foot should be flexed. And when you find your balance here, we're going to raise the opposite hand. So raise your left hand, right hand and left hand and right leg are raised and you are balancing and you're breathing in a spinal balance. Two more breaths. Make sure this foot, your right foot, is flexed and activated. Put that left hand down. Twist towards the right side of the room. Drop your right foot and raise your right hand up to the sky. Shine that throat forward and breathe. We're doing a lot of balancing today, guys. Our throat's going to be forward and we're balancing a lot. But you're doing great. Stick with it. One more breath. Exhale. Put that arm down to the ground. Take your right leg, bring it through, plant it in between your palms. Rise up again, Anjaneyasana, and breathe. Now on your next breath, hands surround your foot and push that right leg up and back for three-legged dog. Place the right foot down, downward facing dog. Good job, guys. We're going to repeat that on the left side. I know this one's a little bit tricky, but you guys got this. Make sure you're shining your throat forward in all the poses, okay? Here we go on the left side. Left foot, bring it up and back. Open up your hip, bend your knee, stretch it out. On the next breath in, go back to three-legged dog. Bring that foot forward in between your hands. Drop your back knee. Arms up, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. And breathe. Shine that throat forward. You should be looking up. Sometimes for me that hurts my neck a little. I tend to look straight ahead, but if you can tilt your neck back and shine your throat forward, I invite you to do that. On your next breath in, your right palm drops and your left arm, raise it up into the sky. Shine your throat forward and twist. Low lunge twist. One more breath. On your next breath in, left hand plants. Listen carefully. Shoot your left leg back and up. Activate that leg. Flex the foot. Your spine is neutral. It's not your belly's not dipping in It's not pulling up, it's neutral. And when you found your balance here, lift the opposite hand, your right hand, as if you're shaking someone's hand in front of you. Okay? And balance. You got this. Remember to keep that foot flexed and activated. You should be in a straight line as much as possible. One more breath. On the next inhale, your right arm plants, your left leg comes down to the ground, and your left arm shoots up to the sky. Shine your throat forward, and you're facing the left side of the room. And breathe. On your next breath, plant that left hand, swing your left foot through in between your hands, and hands up to the sky for a low lunge. Remember, if you can, tilt your head back and look up, shine your throat forward. If that's too much, just look straight ahead and keep a neutral neck. This takes a lot of balance and concentration. It's good to focus, keeps your mind from wandering. But if it does wander, just come back to your breath. And the next breath, hands come down to surround the foot. Back toes are active and flexed, and your left leg shoots back into three-legged dog. Push that foot down to the floor. Roll forward into plank and lower your way. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Baby cobra or upward dog. And then back to downward dog. So that was round one, guys, okay? We're gonna add something else on this round. We have 2 more rounds, and each time I'm gonna add a little more, but you guys got this. I'm not worried. You shouldn't be either. Okay, on the next breath in, lift your right leg up and back. On the breath out, bring it forward in between your hands, drop your back knee, rise up into a low lunge. Shine your throat forward if you can. On the next breath, hands are going to come down. I'm sorry, had a little battery alert. On your next breath, your hands are going to come down, and we're going to go straight into that spinal balance. So your right leg's going to shoot back and activate, and your left arm is going to come forward like you're shaking someone's hand, and breathe. On your next breath, left hand plants, right foot plants, and twist to the right of the room. On your next breath, you're going to take your right hand and grab hold of your right foot, bend your knee. Now this is tricky. It's going to take some balance. As you can see, I just fell. I like to turn my left toes under to get some more balance. And you're going to kind of bow out. So bend your right knee, grab a hold of it, and shoot your throat forward, shine it forward. We're in almost like a bow pose, but in a balance. That'll come in handy later. On your next breath in, we're going to take our right foot, plant it in between our hands, raise the back knee, and come up to a high lunge. And breathe. On the next breath in, straighten your front leg, plant your back foot, and bring your hands behind your back. Shine your throat forward And bend over the front foot for pyramid pose. So both sets of toes should be pointing towards the front of the room. Lower your head to your knee as best you can. You can see I can't reach, and that's okay. If this is uncomfortable for your arms, you can also grab opposite elbows. If you need a slight bend in either knee, that's fine too. Do what you can. But here we are in pyramid. We have 2 more breaths. On the next breath in, palms plant, shoot that right leg back, and bring it down for downward dog. On the next breath in, we're going to do the other side. Lift your left leg into the air, bring it forward, drop your back knee, and lift your arms, Anjaneyasana or low lunge. On the next breath in, palms come to frame your foot, shoot your left leg back, activate that foot, and lift your right arm like you're shaking hands, spinal balance. And breathe. On the next breath, right hand plants, left leg plants, and left arm shoots up into the air. You should be facing the left side of the room for your twist. And breathe. Shine that throat forward. On your next breath, take your right foot and get those toes to the ground, give you some extra balance. Take your left hand to your left foot and bow out. Shine that throat forward and balance. If this is too much, stay where we were before. You don't have to push yourself. But if you want to play with the balance, play with it. If you fall out, you fall out. No big deal. No one's there to see it. Work at your own pace. 1 more breath. Next breath, hand comes down. We're going to lift our left leg up, bring it forward, come up, back leg up, come up to high lunge. I did not explain that one correctly. I'm sorry, guys. But we're in high lunge. I'll do better next time, I promise. And breathe. Try to keep your hips squared. On your next breath in, hands come down behind your back. Straighten that front leg. Plant the back foot so all 10 toes are facing the front of the wall, front of the room. And bend over your front leg. Try to reach your throat to your knee as best as you can. Pyramid pose. And breathe. On the next breath in, plant the palms. Shoot your left leg back, 3-legged dog. Bring it down. Downward dog. On the breath in, push forward into plank and lower down your way. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Upward dog or baby cobra. And downward dog. And breathe. Okay, 1 more round on each side, guys. You got this. Stick with it. We're almost coming down to the mat. We have a few extra little add-ons. And then you made it through the hardest portion of class. We're halfway there. On the next breath in, you're going to lift your right leg into the air, up and back. Bring it through, but don't drop your leg. Come up to high lunge. Woo! On your next breath, your left hand plants, right arms up, high lunge twist, and breathe. Shine that neck, shine that throat. On your next breath, we're going to go into a side plank. So your left hand is planted onto the floor. You turn onto the side of your left foot And you can stay here with your knee like this. This is a supported side plank. If you'd like to go all the way, stack your feet and pull your right hand into the air for side plank. Just make sure you keep pulling your hip up. So we have full side plank or supported side plank. Whichever is easier for you, that's what you'll be doing. And breathe. On the next breath out, plant the palms, shoot your right leg back. On the breath in, pull it back in between your hands and rise up to a high lunge. On the next breath in, your hands interlace behind your back. Straighten that front knee, point all 10 toes towards the front of the room and dive forward for pyramid pose. And breathe. Now remember, you could hold opposite elbows. You can interlace your hands behind your back. If you have reverse prayer in your practice, you can do that too. And just breathe into pyramid pose. One more breath. On your next breath in, things are going to get tricky, okay? We're going to bend the front knee and start putting our weight into that front knee. We're going to push ourselves forward, lifting the back leg and bringing our body into a T shape for Warrior 3. I like to do a bound Warrior 3. I think this is a good position for me, but you can do whatever you want with your hands. You can bring them, shoot them forward towards the front of the room. You can put them at your heart center in prayer. But stay here. Your body should be in a T shape as much as you can. Try not to pop that left hip up. And here you are in Warrior 3. One more breath. Plant the back leg. Put your hands to the floor. Shoot your right leg up and back. And put it down, downward dog. Good job, guys. That is not an easy flow. You're doing great. Keep it up. This is a little more intermediate than beginner. But I think it's great to try something new. If you fall out of the balance, you fall out of the balance. If you've never tried Warrior 3 before, I think it's a good place to start. The worst you could do is fall out of it. You can't get hurt. So take a shot and try it. We have another round on the other side. Ready? On the breath in, lift that left leg up and back. Bring it through, plant it in between your palms, and rise up to high lunge. On the next breath, plant your right palm, twist towards the left side of the room, high lunge, twist. Left palm is up towards the sky, take a look up at it, try to shine your throat forward. On your next breath, you're going to twist to the right side of your foot. If this is all you can do, great. You are in assisted side plank. If you want to do the full side plank, just stack your feet and pull up your hip. And you're in full side plank. 3 breaths here. You got this. On your next breath in, plant that left hand. Push back to 3-legged dog, left foot in the air. Pull the left foot through. Plant it in between your hands and rise up to high lunge. On your next breath, we're going to plant that back foot, all 10 toes facing the front of the room. Straighten the front leg, grab opposite elbows, and bend over throat to knee as much as you can into pyramid pose. If you need to shorten your stance, you can. On the next breath in, start to bend into that front leg. Put your weight into that front leg. Pop your back leg up into the air. And make a T shape with your body for Warrior 3. I am much less stable on this side. This is a lot harder for me. Try not to pop up your right hip. Try to stay in as much of a T shape as you can. As you can see, I am not in a perfect T, but I am trying my best, and that is all that matters. And breathe. 2 more breaths in Warrior 3. You got this, guys. Plant that back foot, plant your palm, shoot your left leg up and back, and you're now in downward dog. Congratulations, you have finished our flow, and we're about to come down to the mat. Great job, guys. I know that was very difficult, but you got this. You did it. So proud of you. Last vinyasa of the day. Roll forward into plank, lower down your way, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Upward dog or baby cobra, and back to downward dog, or skip it and just go into child's pose. Take that whenever you need it. I didn't say it, but you should know by now. It's always available to you whenever you need. I'm going to take my mat, my knee pad, and push it out of the way as we come down to the mat. We're going to lower down all the way to our bellies. Woo! All right. Don't mind my notes. I'm still getting used to this whole teaching thing. Okay, so we're on our bellies, right? And our goal is to come into bow pose, so we're going to warm up a little bit with locust first, okay? So for locust pose, our hands are going to be at our sides. We're going to zip our legs together, point our toes, lift them up off the mat, and then we're going to lift our chest up off the mat. If it feels good, interlace your hands to help pull your chest off the mat. Now you see, I'm not that much off the mat. My chest is a little slightly off the mat. My thighs are still touching, but my kneecaps and my shins are off the mat. So try that at first, and let's see where it goes from there, okay? Breathe. 2 more breaths. And release the opposite cheek down to the ground. Take a few breaths. All right, let's get ready for round 2. Lift your chest up off the mat. Lift your thighs if you can. Interlace your hands if it feels good. Helps me to pull my chest and my throat forward. You want your throat shining forward. And breathe. 2 more breaths. And release opposite cheek. Working our way up to bow, we're going to do half bow. So we're going to bring our right leg back towards our tush. Grab a hold with your right leg, with your right hand. Actually, grab a hold with both hands and pull your chest up. And this is half bow. My leg can't come off the floor. I'm not flexible for this. Do the best you can. Some of you might be reaching over your head to grab your foot. Good for you. There's no prize for how deep you go. Go as deep as you need. Release. And do the opposite foot. And breathe. And release. And take a little break before we try to come into full bow. Now again, you'll see I am not super flexible in my back. It's something that I've been working on. I can't do a beautiful, perfect Instagram ready bow pose. If you can, I invite you to do it. If you can't, do what you can. Don't overdo it, but definitely push yourself to whatever limit you have. Okay, both feet come back to your seat. Grab a hold of your feet. And if this is enough, stay here. Okay? If it's not, you can push your chest up. If that's not enough, then you pull your legs back. Then you lift your thighs up and you pull your feet with your hands. And come into bow and breathe. One more breath. And release. Take a break. That pose is very difficult for me. I know some people take beautiful pictures of themselves in a perfect little circle. I hope to be one of those people one day, but I am not quite there yet, and I feel okay about that. All right, push yourself up into a seat. We're going to come into a supported bridge, and then eventually a non-supported bridge. And if you have full wheel in your practice, great. First, let me show you supported bridge. You're going to put your feet down, okay? Flat feet, roll back onto your back. Now, just in terms of where your feet should be, the tips of your middle fingers should be able to graze the back of your heel. So that'll give you a good idea of where your feet should be, okay? So for supported bridge, we're going to take our block, lift our seat up, and put the block right under our sacrum. And now you're in supported bridge. If you want something more active, just simply remove the block and leave it here. Or you can wait and do that the next round, which is what I'm going to do, okay? So we're in here in supported bridge and breathe. My feet got their, my spacing got off, so I'm just going to adjust myself. Palms up and breathe 2 more breaths. Now I'm going to lift my seat up slightly just so I can remove the block. Come back down. Readjust my hands and feet, and then I'm going to push up into regular unsupported bridge. So push up, I'm going to push my shoulder blades underneath me, and I'm going to lift my pelvis up towards the sky and breathe. If you want to interlace your hands underneath, if that feels good, you may. 3 more breaths. And come down slowly. For this last round, if you want to come into your full wheel or back bend, you can. I'm going to try it. I haven't done a back bend yet today, so it might not be the greatest. If you are not comfortable with that, please just come up to another bridge and hold it for 5 breaths, okay? Wherever you are, that's okay. If you want to try a full wheel, your feet will be on the floor, your palms will flip back on either side of your head, and then you'll begin to push up and push your belly up towards the sky. Your arms are ideally straight, although you can see mine are not. And your toes are facing the front of the mat. And breathe. Wherever you are, come back down. Take a little hug for yourself. And roll around on your spine if that feels good. We're going to come up to seat, and we're going to do a forward fold to counterbalance all the back bending that we just did. So we're forward folding, legs out. Lead with your throat forward and grab a hold on to whatever you can, whether that's your shins, ankles, toes. If you could reach to your head to knee, great. If not, wherever you are is perfect. And breathe. And for our final pose today, we're going to do fish pose. All right, so it's very similar to what we did in the beginning of class. A full fish would be you lay down, you pull your shoulder blades underneath your back, and you pop up onto the crown of your head. And your throat and chest are shining forward in fish. If you need some extra support, put your block in between your shoulder blades at any level, and then put your head, your crown to the floor, okay? So whichever position you're in, that's perfect. Stay there in fish and shine that throat forward. 5 breaths here. Last breath. Come on to your back. Give yourself a big hug. Let's do a happy baby. Lift those feet. Plant your soles of the feet onto the ceiling and grab a hold of the sides of your foot. And if it feels good to rock back and forth, rock back and forth. And breathe. Pull your knees towards your armpits. It's a nice counter stretch to everything we just did. And then come down to your mat and release into your final resting place, Shavasana. Feet splay out to the sides, palms up to receive all of the energy. Bring your breathing back to normal. Relax your toes. Let them splay. Relax your kneecaps, your hips, your belly, your fingers and your palms, your shoulder, your throat, your chin. Release your jaw. Release the space in between your eyebrows. And enjoy all of the relaxation that you just built up. I'm going to leave you in Shavasana with a closing quote. One disease, long life. No disease, short life. And this just means if you know what is wrong, communicate it and take care of it. You can fix it accordingly and you'll live a lot longer by fixing and recognizing the issues that you have, and we all have them. I hope this class helped you to open up your line of communication with yourself and with others. Please take it to enjoy the rest of your day. The light and love in me honors the light and love in you. Namaste.